special video edition of our PortNews from World Gas and LNG Conference and Exhibition in Moscow. I'm Marina Borisenko, and today we are talking about LNG projects in Russia with Steel. So, tell about the plans of your company to participate in Russian LNG projects.
So, since we joined the Yama project with the Russia company, the cooperated together, so we are got a very good experience to cooperate. So that's what it caused our so interesting to come to here to attend this meeting and also the expedition.
Okay, and what is the main difficult for implementation of the projects in Russia?
So, up to now, we don't have any obstacle to cooperate with the Russia company or the summer project, because both our country have good relation and the good neighbor. So, and also our government encourage us to join the cooperation with the Russia company. I also think the Russia government also welcome our company to come to here.
It was my third question about encourages investment decision on Russia projects.
Russia investment, this morning we got a lot of the information about the investment and the project. So I think in the future we will have more corporate items with Russia company working together.
Okay, and what's your opinion about this conference? Do you think that topics of the conference are actual?
Okay, I have a suggestion. I hope that both the countries, the government will hold another exhibition or some of the forum. It is for us for our countries more the company to exchange information. Maybe both countries' company have more the items have more the time to discuss to understand each other. Then we will find more the project to cooperate together.
Okay, thank you very much. We return for press broadcast, and we are talking with Eva, analyst from Douglas Westwood Company. Eva, what's your forecast for development of LNG market of the world?
As I have presented in the presentation earlier, we at Douglas Westwood see LNG market as going forward. Our view is that there will be quite significant expenditure on LNG projects, predominantly in regions such as Asia Pacific, covering Southeast Asia, Australia, many projects that are already coming on stream and will be coming on stream over the next couple of years. But there are also new markets that are emerging when you were talking about LNG. Those are obviously Iran, as I mentioned earlier, East Africa, Mozambique, Tanzania, which are very, very important and interesting to look at. Awakening of North America as an interesting market that will definitely emerge as a player in gas, predominantly LNG supply, but also Russia with Yamal project coming on stream. Russia will start playing also very important role in LNG developments in the future.
So, what the perspective of LNG in Russia do you see?
Yes, so we see it quite optimistic, and based on the conference and what we have heard today, there are prospects and there are really some positive steps towards the developing of infrastructure, which is extremely important when we are talking about LNG. Yamal project is definitely one which is now starting development, so maybe a pioneering one, but we have heard and we will be seeing other projects coming on stream over the next decade or so.
Mm-hmm. Eva, and a few words about conference. Do you think that it is actual today for you?
Yes, I have to admit that I really enjoy it. I think it's very interesting that we are seeing Chinese organizing event on LNG in Russia. I think this is showing very much that demand is obviously in the Eastern Hemisphere what we are seeing, and players have already emerged on the market, but will be emerging, and this just shows again that the relationship between two nations is just is building and is going to get stronger and stronger. So, for me, this was very insightful conference with many excellent speakers, amazing views about the market, with a lot of insight, which is sometimes not very easy to get, especially when we're talking about Russian or Chinese markets. There is always a little bit limited visibility, and therefore I really have been enjoying it and have learned a lot during today's session. So it was really good.
Thank you very much. So we return to conference broadcast, and now we're talking with Mr. Kevin Chung from Mkitamat. Kevin, tell about the plans of your company to participate in Russia LNG projects.
So, first of all, McDermott Wushan, we as a fabricator for the onshore-offshore modules. So basically, to participate in the Russian LNG projects, first we need to start from the construction stage. So we have capability to fabricate the complicated LNG process modules. So we have this advantage from McDermott side. Also in China, we have in terms of the local resources, laborers, equipment, etc. We also have advantages. So we combine these two advantages. First is the management system from McDermott. The second one is the Chinese local advantage. So we combine together. We want to counter to the Russian LNG projects, especially in the Russian LNG modules fabrication. So basically, our yard can handle the big LNG projects because in terms of the capacity, our own yard is 60,000 metric tons per year, and also we have our shareholders next door. So basically, we are ready for the big Yama or for the big Russian LNG projects, similar like the Yamal or the next projects, and we have the confidence to complete this kind of projects on time. Also in terms of safety, in terms of quality.
Thank you. And what is the main obstacle for implementation of the projects in Russia?
Well, for the Russian projects, so basically there's a cost requirement. So first of all the engineering drawings, all the specifications need to in line with the RDR requirement. So the Russian Design Institute. So basically we need to follow the Russian rules and the cost requirement. Second is for the equipments or for the process piping or the pressure piping systems. Also there's technical passport or technical quality certificate required. So the opticals currently I foresee is to get familiar with the Russian standard, to follow the Russian standard, to finish the design, to finish the construction for the Russian projects.
Okay, thank you. And Kevin, a few words about conference. Do you find that this conference is actual?
This conference basically is very, very professional. A lot of experts come from all over the world and share all the professional knowledges, the marketing trends, the price forecast, etc. So basically this is like a big home. All the people share their experience, their studies, their research. This is excellent conference basically for all kinds of audience.
Okay, thank you very much. That's all. Thank you. It is the second day of World Gas and LNG Conference exhibition in Moscow. My name is Marina Borisenko from PortNews, and today we continue to have a dialogue with the speakers of conference. Today we are talking to Kirill Lyats, General Director of LNG Korskaya. Kirill, tell me about your view for development of LNG market in Russia.
So, if we're talking about LNG, we can say that it's not the main direction of business of gas production companies in Russia, because they are mostly concentrated on gas pipeline delivery of gas, so all preliminary time. But LNG started to be developed from the first project, Sakhalin II, that appeared at the beginning of 90s as a share production agreement with Shell company, British company Shell, and from that period we can start to talk about LNG as a business in Russia. Of course, there were some efforts to develop LNG as technical experiences. For example, the first LNG fuel station appeared at the end of 50s in Leningrad region, so in Petrodvorets. But in general, there were just, as I said, experiments. But first ideas of LNG business development appeared only at the beginning or middle of 90s, and Gazprom, as our main gas producer, started to investigate the possibility of LNG production for the export to the United States. Now we can talk about these ideas with a smile, but at the middle of 90s it was very fruitful and a good business idea. But unfortunately, because of speed of decision making in Gazprom, these projects unfortunately will not be started. So that is why even Stockman project that could stay the biggest LNG project in Russia also is not existing and probably will not appear at all in Russia. So now we can talk about small scale and medium scale LNG projects that are developing, and some of them are orienting on supply of LNG for small villages and small towns for gasification of these areas. Some of them oriented on railway locomotives working on LNG support. For example, the project that appeared probably 10 years ago in Yekaterinburg and supported by a local Gazprom subsidiary around Transgas. They built small-scale LNG that supplied LNG for 4 turbo locomotives moving on local railways in Ural region. So, but because LNG didn't become fuel for railway transport or trucks in Russia, LNG is not developing, small-scale LNG is not developing rapidly. And simultaneously, because of Russian legislation, it's very difficult to supply LNG for house support. So because of banning of the price control for LNG producers, so LNG prices for houses are also regulated by Russian authorities, and because of that, production of LNG for, as I said, for supplying for local nets in towns and villages are not fruitful. That is why small-scale LNG is not developing also in Russia. So, and now we can say about a few. We can talk only about big, even huge, or medium-sized projects oriented on export of LNG. So Yamal LNG, the more advanced project in this area. So this project is managed by Novatek, the second gas producer in Russia, developing field in Yamal Peninsula. This field was bought from previous owner, Mr. Bogachev, that also wanted to develop such project in this region, but he couldn't provide government support and financing of this project, but he called this project Yamal LNG, Yamal SPG, and this brand belonged to him, frankly speaking. But now Novatek is developing with so this project with a great government support that gives this project big chance to be commercial. So otherwise, in this region, it couldn't be possible to arrange commercial project of LNG. So other projects mostly concentrated in Baltic region, more close to western borders of Russia, and we can talk about Baltic LNG in Ust-Luga, but Gazprom claimed that the financial investment decision will be made at the middle of 2021, so in probably 5 years. So another project that are developing now is project in Vysotsk, developing by Gazprom Bank. It's 600,000 tons of LNG per year production, and mostly oriented on Finland. They're working together with Gazum as off-taker of all LNG will be produced in this region, and this LNG will be delivered for the gasification of Finnish regions in north of Finland. And our project, LNG Gorskaya, that we are developing already 2 years, mostly concentrated on production of bunkering LNG. So we want to produce LNG that will be delivered on bunkering operations in all part of Baltic Sea and also in probably Northern Sea too. So, and I think we will see appearance of a few small-scale LNG projects just for ambitious of some elites in different regions. Also, we will see developing of the second stage of Sakhalin 2 project, but in Baltic region, probably our two projects, so us and Gazprom Bank, and maybe one more project. So if we are talking about Gazprom, there will be maybe with big assurance the project in Portova Bay that will supply LNG for the gasification of Kaliningrad region. This project is mostly a political project because you know that Kaliningrad region is a Russian enclave that located outside of Russia, and there are no common border between main part of Russia and Kaliningrad region. That is why all deliveries of any goods to Kaliningrad must be done through the sea or by plane, but of course gasification it's not possible to use planes or, for example, airships, but it's very expensive. So that is why Russian government decided to develop gasification projects of Kaliningrad through LNG delivery. So these are all LNG projects in Russia developing or in mind of gas producers or politicians.
Thank you very much for such full answer.